Imagine this. You've been texting nonstop, always available, and suddenly they start pulling away. Frustrating, right? But what if I told you that silence could be your most powerful tool? Yes, silence. It can make them wonder about you, crave your presence, and even regret taking you for granted. This isn't about playing games. It's about creating space, shifting energy, and making them value you more. If you've ever felt like you were giving too much and getting too little, then this video is exactly what you need. Stick with me because I'm about to reveal powerful psychological tricks on how to use silence to make them miss you, and maybe even chase you. Let's dive in. Number 1. Silence creates mystery and curiosity. Humans are wired to crave certainty. We want to know what's happening, what someone is thinking, and where we stand in a relationship. But when you suddenly become silent, it disrupts their expectations and forces them to wonder about you. Think about the last time someone didn't text you back immediately. Your mind likely started spinning. Are they busy? Are they with someone else? Did I say something wrong? The more questions arise, the more attention they give you. Silence makes you mysterious, and mystery is incredibly attractive. It forces the other person to fill in the blanks, often in a way that makes them miss you more than they expected. The key is controlled silence. Not ghosting, but pulling back enough to trigger their curiosity. When you stop being predictable, you become irresistible. Number 2. The psychological effect of absence. Ever heard the phrase, absence makes the heart grow fonder? It's not just a saying, it's backed by psychology. When you're constantly present, they might take you for granted. But when you create space, they realize what life feels like without you. This works because of something called reactance theory. People naturally want what they feel is slipping away. The moment you pull back, their brain starts reevaluating your importance. If they don't hear from you, they'll start wondering, what are they doing? Are they moving on? Are they happier without me? This leads them to romanticize your past interactions, making them miss you more than if you had stayed in constant contact. However, the trick is not to make your absence feel like punishment, but rather a natural shift in focus. Instead of over-explaining, just let silence do the work. You'll be surprised how quickly they come running back. Number 3. Silence makes you more valuable. When you're always available, people unconsciously devalue your presence. But when you create distance, it forces them to reevaluate your worth in their life. Think about luxury brands. They don't flood the market. Instead, they create scarcity, which makes people desire them more. The same principle applies to relationships. By not always being the first to text, call, or initiate plans, you signal that your time is precious. It forces them to put in effort, which naturally makes them appreciate you more. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about understanding that value is created by limitation. When you make yourself less accessible, they'll start to miss your energy, your laughter, and your presence. And that's when they'll realize just how much you mean to them. Number 4. It helps reset relationship dynamics. If you've been feeling like you're the one doing all the work in your relationship, silence can help reset that balance. When one person overinvests, the other naturally pulls away. It's basic human psychology. But when you take a step back and allow silence to take its place, you break that pattern. Suddenly, they have to decide if they're willing to step up. Instead of begging for attention, let them notice your absence. When they do, they'll either start matching your effort or drift away. Either way, you get clarity. This shift is powerful because it allows the relationship to rebalance naturally. When they see you no longer chasing, they'll start chasing you. Number 5. Silence helps you rebuild your own strength and confidence. Silence isn't just about making them miss you, it's about rediscovering your own power. When you pull back and stop constantly seeking validation, you shift the focus inward. You stop relying on external affirmation and instead learn to appreciate your own company. One of the biggest mistakes people make in relationships is losing themselves. They become so wrapped up in someone else that they forget who they were before the relationship. Silence allows you to reset. It forces you to reconnect with your passions, your goals, and your sense of self-worth. When you learn to be comfortable in silence, you become emotionally stronger. You realize that your happiness does not depend on whether someone texts you back or acknowledges your presence. This shift in mindset makes you more attractive, not just to them, but to everyone around you. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and self-assurance. By embracing silence, you send a powerful message. I am secure in myself. I don't need constant reassurance. I am enough. And that kind of mindset, that's what makes someone truly unforgettable. Number 6. Silence protects you from seeming desperate or clingy. Desperation is one of the biggest turnoffs in any relationship. When you constantly text, call, or check in, it can make you seem needy, insecure, or overly available, all of which reduce your value in their eyes. Silence, on the other hand, helps you maintain an air of mystery and confidence. It prevents you from overreacting or saying something you might regret in the heat of the moment. Instead of acting out of fear, you allow the other person to experience your absence and reflect on their own feelings. Think about this. Have you ever been more interested in someone who seemed just a little out of reach? That's because scarcity creates desire. When you step back, you become that person, the one they want to chase rather than the one doing all the chasing. This doesn't mean ignoring them completely. It means responding with poise and control. When you do communicate, do it from a place of strength, not desperation. By using silence strategically, you prevent yourself from falling into a cycle of over-pursuing, and instead, you allow the relationship to unfold naturally. Number 7. Silence gives them space to reflect on their feelings. One of the most powerful effects of silence is that it forces the other person to reflect. When you constantly engage with someone, they don't have time to process their feelings for you. But when you pull back, suddenly they have no choice but to sit with their emotions. Think about it. When you don't hear from someone for a while, what happens? Your mind starts replaying past conversations, remembering good times, and questioning why there's a sudden distance. This is how nostalgia works, and it plays a crucial role in making someone miss you. People tend to romanticize the past when given space to do so. The absence of communication makes them recall your best qualities. They start to wonder, was I too harsh? Did I take them for granted? What if they're moving on? By allowing this space, you increase the chances that they'll realize your value on their own. Instead of pushing them to think about you, you let their own mind do the work for you. And when someone comes to a conclusion on their own, it's far more powerful than if you had tried to convince them. Number 8. Silence forces them to take action and chase you. When you stop chasing, something interesting happens. They start chasing you. Why? Because silence creates a sense of urgency and uncertainty. People don't like to feel like they are losing control. And when you go silent, it forces them to question their place in your life. Psychologically, people want what they feel is slipping away. The moment you stop texting first, calling, or checking in, they start feeling the shift. They begin to wonder, are they over me? Have they moved on? This fear of losing you motivates them to take action. This is why silence is so powerful. It triggers a response without you needing to say a word. It shifts the power dynamic in your favor. Instead of being the one waiting for their attention, you become the one they want to win back. If they care about you, they'll notice your absence and take steps to close the gap. If they don't, then their lack of effort is all the answer you need. Either way, silence helps you see where you truly stand. And when they finally do reach out, that's when you know you've regained your power. So here's the truth. Silence is not weakness, it's power. When used correctly, it makes them miss you, value you, and realize your worth. But more importantly, it shifts the focus back onto you, your happiness, your growth, and your emotional strength. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever used silence in a relationship? Did it work? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss powerful insights like this. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the loudest statement is the one left unspoken.